is a substring. So this is hello. Hello means 0th index, first, second, third, and fourth. 4 index I have here. I have to use the string 4 index. Our string is starting with 0th index. H is a 0th index, first index, second index, third index, and the fourth index. S dot substring. S dot substring of 0, 4. That means 0. This is a starting index and a destination. This is 0 is our starting index and 4 is a destination. So 0, 4 means 0, 1, 2, 3. The starting from 0 and the destination, before the destination, before the index, the values are stopped. Before the index, the values are stopped. 0, 4 means 0 to 3. The characters only it's printed. 0 to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. These 4 characters only it's printed here. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. HELL. These characters only it's printed. 0, 1, 2, 3. These characters only it's printed here. This is substring. Then next one here, this is our string s dot substring of, here I have to give only one index. So that means it's considered as a starting index, not a destination. So here it considered as a starting index. Starting index is 6. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our string starting with the 6th index to till the end. So till the end of the string, all the characters are printed here. So starting from 6th index, from 6th index to all the characters are printed here. Here s dot substring of 0, 6. 0, 6 means our string is starting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0, 6 means 0 to 5 characters only it's printed. So 0, 6. 0, 6 means 0 to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0 to 5 characters only it's printed here. Such in only it's printed. This is substring. And uppercase and lowercase. Here the in my input is combination of uppercase and lowercase. First character uppercase and lowercase. Uppercase, lowercase, uppercase and lowercase. Here I have to give the two uppercase. Two uppercase means all the characters are converted to uppercase. And two lowercase. Two lowercase means all the characters are converted to lowercase. This is two uppercase result and this is two lowercase result. And the string s means it's my input. My input is combination of uppercase and lowercase. First character uppercase and lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. It's printed here. And trim method. Trim method is used to remove the unwanted memory space. So unwanted memory space, that means before the character, before or after that string, unwanted memory space is removed here. Before the string and after the string. So here, not a middle the string, not a middle the string, it's removed. It's removed before the string or after that string, unwanted memory space is removed here. So here I am using trim method. So trim method, it's removed before the character or after the character, unwanted memory space is removed here. So this is my string. So here the unwanted memory space is there and here also unwanted memory space. After I am using trim method, it's removed the unwanted memory space. Before the character or after the character, unwanted memory space is removed here. This is string method. And start with ends with. Start with SA. This is my string. Start with SA. So I have to check whether my input is, my string is start with SA or not. Yes, it's SA. My character, my string is starts with SA. So the result is true. And here I have to using EZ or not. It's not, it's ends with EZ or not. It's not end with EZ. So that is false. And my string is start with uppercase yes or not. Yes, it start with uppercase yes. So the result is true. And my string is start with the lowercase yes or not. So it's not lowercase yes. This is starts with and ends with is a case sensitive. Here the lowercase yes or not. It's not a lowercase. It's a uppercase. So it's a print the result as a false. So it starts with ends with it check whether my character or string is a starts with particular character or particular string or not. If it's true, it print the result as if it's equal, then it print the result as a true. If it's not equal, then it print the result as a false. So this is for these two methods are it's case sensitive. And char at. Char at is used to print the individual character. So our string is start with the zeroth index, right? Zeroth index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 0 to 5 index it's available in our string. I have to print the char at of 0. Char at of 0 means 0th index. So individual character is printed here. Yes is printed. Char at of 3. 3 means here 0, 1, 2, and that character that is printed here. And char at of 6. 6 means it's exceed the limit, right? So here our string is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Totally 5 index is there. But here if I trying to print the sixth index, here it throws the exception. That exception is a string index out of bound exception. It throws here. So if it exceeds the limit, it throws the exception. That exception is a string index out of bound exception. So Java dot see Java dot lang dot string index out of bound exception. It throws here. This is the exception. String index out of range is 6. 6 is printed here. String index out of bounds exception. This is our string index out of bound exception. If exit the limit, it print the string index out of bound exception. And here we have to find the length of the string. So if you want to find the length, then you should start the count from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The length 6, the result 6 is printed here. The length 6 is printed here. This is our length. Length 6 is printed. And here I'm using replace method. Replace method. This is the sentence. In this sentence, inside I have to replace the word. Java is replaced instead of AAA. So replace S1 dot replace Java. Replace the string Java instead of AAA. The values I have to add it here. Then Java instead of AAA, AAA and AAA. The value is printed here. This is replace string. It's remove the Java instead of AAA. The values printed here. AAA and AAA. The value is printed here. String buffer. So string buffer, here I have to create the string buffer object. So inside the string buffer object, I have to give the input value hello. This is my string buffer object. So the same way here I am using append method. So in string I have to using concat method, right? Concat method is used to concatenate the string. That means join the two string. That same way string buffer inside we have to using append method. Append method is used to join the two string. Here no need any equal So directly the values are the string buffer means it's immutable. Mutable means values can be changed, right? So that is why here the values changed here. The result hello Java is printed here. It's no need for any equal operator. Hello Java is printed here. And here insert method. Insert method is used to insert the value. String buffer object I have to create. Then is insert. Insert means second index how to index, right? Index Java is added here. He Java LLO is printed here. He Java LLO. It's printed here. Then replace. This is string buffer object. So here I am using replace method. So replace method is used to replace the character. So this is for insert. Insert means particular index inside we have to insert the value, and here we have to using replace. Replace we have to give the zero the starting index and the destination. So our string is starting that this is for starting index. First index and the destination is 3. 3 means 1 comma 2. So replace. Replace is a predefined method. So 1 comma 3 means H is a 0th index, E is a first index, and L is a second index. E and L, these two characters are removed. Instead of the value Java is printed here. H LO, it's printed here. This is replace string. So insert is only starting index, it's enough. But the replace string, we should give the starting index and the destination. Both are it's needed. This is the replace method. And the delete method. So here also it's need for starting index and the destination. So touch is the 0th index and 1 comma 3. That means 1 and 2. The two characters only it's a deleted, not a third character. Because of destination before that it stopped. So our string is starting our this here is starting with the first index. Touch is a 0th index and E is the first index and L is the second index. E and L, these two characters are removed and print the result. Touch LO is printed here. Touch and LO is printed here. And reverse. Reverse method is used to reverse the string. This is our string buffer object value hello. It's reversed the string. So hello the reversed the string. This is string buffer. And the next one is a string builder. So string builder, here I have to create a string builder object. This is string builder object. Here I am using append method. So string buffer and the string builder, both are predefined methods are same only. So both are mutable. String buffer and the string builders are mutable. Mutable means values can be changed. And both are all the predefined methods are same. Then what is difference between string buffer and string builder? String buffer is a synchronized. String builder is non-synchronized. Synchronized means at a time only one thread can access. Non-synchronized at a time multiple thread can access. That is main difference between string buffer and string builder. String buffer is synchronized. That means at a time only one thread can access. Non-synchronized at a time multiple thread can access. That is main difference between string buffer and string builder. All the other things are common. Both are mutable. Both are having same default methods. This is append method. Append method is used to join the two string hello and Java. The two strings are joined here. Hello Java is printed here. Then insert method. So insert that same way, first index inside the value Java is stored here. H is the 0th index and the first index Java, then ELLO. It's printed here. H Java ELLO. It's printed here. This is insert method. Then replace. Replace method 1 comma 3. One is the starting index, 3 is a destination. 1 comma 3 means 1 and 2. So these two characters are replaced instead of Java is printed here. So H Java yellow is printed here. Then delete. Delete method starting index and destination. 1 comma 3 that means 1 and 2. These two characters are deleted. So E and L, these two characters, E is a H is a 0th index and E is a first index. E and L, first index and second index. These two characters are deleted. Then HLO is printed here. Then reverse the string. The string is reversed. String builder value follow is reversed here. Follow is printed here. So this is the way we have to print the values. Then we go to it's a combined these things. So how we have to create a string object by using new keyword. Here we have to create a string buffer object. This is string builder object. This is string literal. So these are the ways we have to create a string object. String we have to create a three ways string buffer. String builder object and string object, string buffer object and string builder object, and string is literal. Here we have to create a string. These are the ways we have to print the value. We have to print these four ways we have to create a string. String we have to using two ways. One is new keyword and string literal, and another one is string buffer and string builder. And here this is difference between mutable and immutable. String is a mutable. String we have to create it and we have to using concat method. String buffer object we have to create it and we have to using append method. Here s dot concat of triple b, sb dot append of triple b. Here the value triple a only is printed here, and here sp means the concatenated string a and b. Its concatenated string is printed here. So that is why string is immutable. So here the same method, concat method and append method, concat both methods are is used to concatenate the string. That means join the two strings. But here the strings are joined, it's combined with these two strings and stored in a separate memory space. This value that the concatenated string it's not affected this object. So that is why it's called immutable. And this is string append, this is for mutable. That is why here it's print the concatenated string. A and B, these two strings are printed here. And here I have to create a string object, but I'm not give the input. Here I have to give the input. See here I have to give the string input, and if we have to execute, if we have to print the S1, the S1 value is printed here. But here I am not give the input. Just I have to print the object, what is printed here. Then here I have to using toString method. What is that toString method? Why it's not get any exception here? Here, so the same like that. So here I am using yes m1 method. So object name dot m1 method. This is method, right? If I have to give the m1 method, it throws the exception. Why? Because of cannot. So here I am not create a m1 method. So it throws the exception undefined for the type. So m M1 is undefined. So it throws the exception. M1 method is undefined exception. It throws here. But same thing, this is toString also method, right? But here I am not throws any exception. Here it not throws any exception. Why? Why? Because of toString method which contains the object class. So toString method inside the object class. Where is the object class? Java.lang package. So java.lang package inside object class inside toString method is there. So in inheritance concept, we complete one concept. So in this class, as a developer, I'm not extends any other class, then Java compiler will extend the object class. Why? Because of object class is the base class for all the class. As a developer, I have to create a class. That class which not extends any other class, then Java compiler will extend the object class. Why? Because of object class is the base class for all the class. So that is why here the object class inside here I have to create a class. I'm not extend the class. Then the compiler will extend the object class. The object class inside toString method is there. So this is java.lang package inside object class. Object class inside toString method is there. So that is why here it's not throws any exception. Then what is that result? Here I have to create a string, but I am not give the input. Then what is that result? So class name at hash code. This is the value. Get class get name. That means class name at hash code. This is that result. So hash code. What is hash code? Hash code is an integer value. Compiler will generate the hash code. Why it's generated? Because of object unique identification purpose. Compiler will generate the hash code. So here, sorry, here I'm using toString or not. That is not an issue. Print the class name. So this is package name string ex is a package name dot class name string ex3 is a class name at hash code. Hash code is printed here. What is hash code? Hash code is a integer value. Hash code is a integer value. That is hash code is a integer value. It's generated by the compiler. Why it's generated? Because of object unique identification. So here I have to give the value. If we have to give the value, it print the result. But here I have not give the value, then this is the result. So class name at the hash code only it's printed here. So here this is ID and the string name. Here this is the constructor. Here inside this I have to create a object. Here I have to create the object. Inside this I have to pass the values 1 comma a. The value is print. I have to pass. Here I have to print the object name dot object dot toString. Here I have to give the values, but if the values are it's not printed. It printed only class name at the hash code only it's printed. If you want to print these two values, then you have to give the object name dot the variable name. So sex4 dot id, sex4 dot employee name. This way it's printed here. So if directly you have to print the object means object dot to string, it print the class name at the class code value only it's printed here. Here it's not printed the result. If you want to print the result, then you should give the class name. So here object name dot variable name, then only it print the values. Here I have to create a string object and I have to print the values. Here string buffer object, I have to print the values. This is the object. Object inside I have not passed any values. String inside I have to pass the values. String buffer inside I have to pass the values. Here this is the object. Object inside I have not passed the values. Then what is the result? It print the class name at the class code only. It's printed here. So here it's print the value. Why? Because of AABB it's printed. This is object name dot toString. It's printed the result here. Object name dot toString. Then it print the BB result. Here inside the object class, inside this object, I have not passed any values. Then I have to print the values. Which one is printed? Class name at the class code. This is package name dot class name. Object is a class name. Class name at the class code only it's printed here. here we have to convert string object into string buffer object and string buffer object into string object. So this is string object. A, B, C, D, E, F. This is a string. In the string, I have to convert it to string buffer object. Here I have to create the string buffer object. Inside I have to pass the string object. So here the values are converted into string buffer object. The string object is converted into string buffer object. Then I have to use the reverse method. Then string buffer object. I have to create the string buffer object. Then I have to using toString method. So using toString method, I have to convert string buffer object into string object. After that, I have to using string values. So here string method, string buffer. Here I have to create the string object and converted to string buffer object. After that, I have to using string buffer predefined method. Here I have to using string buffer object. After that, I have to convert the string object. Then string predefined method I have to use it here. So this is the way we have to convert string object into string buffer object and the string buffer object into string object. So length is a predefined method. Here we have to use it two ways. One is length is a keyword and length is a method. So this is length keyword. Length keyword is used to find the length of the array. And length of is a predefined method. This predefined method is used to find the length of the string. So this is our array. So I have to assign the 100. 100 is my the value. So limit. So 100 0 to 99. The values 0 to 99 index I can store here in the array. Here we have to find the length of the array. We have to use the keyword. Then it print the result. And the length of is a predefined method is used to find the length of the string. The length is printed here. This is the way we have to length. Length is we have to using two ways. One is find the length of the array and another one is find the length of the string. So this is string concept. Okay. Then tomorrow we go to new concept. See, then Monday we will start a new concept. Okay. Can you please share me your email IDs? I will share you the PPT. I will share you the programs.